Hey! How are we doing? I'm knackered, by the way. I've got some energy now. If I'd have done this video an hour ago, I couldn't move. Just been out and done a 13.5 miler with the old backpack on, and it's boiling out there, and I'm going to have a red nose and all of that. Anyhow, I've lost all my strength. What's going on? What's going on? Haven't I? If you're on, give us a shout. If you're not, you can't. You won't be able to hear me, but you can tell me later. Tom Jones is on. Tom Jones. I was round your neck of the woods a while ago. I did Salisbury today, so I went straight up Lansdowne, cross Loch Hall, down that way, across Balebrook Lane, isn't it? Past that funny little corrugated iron church, which is great, by the way. Up Salisbury, round the top, back down, along to the canal, and then I turned left at the George because I'm an idiot and went along all the way to Dundas, along by the Angelfish, back up round over Monkton Combe and Combe down, and then back down through town, and I'm screwed. 13.5 miles that was, and it's 2 big hills in that. So I'm knackered. Anyhow, I've lost all my strength, right? Yesterday, I told you yesterday about when I was in the park and somebody was giving me some nice free coaching, how I'm going to hurt my back. Hey, good lad, it was nice up there today. Could have done with having a bit of a breeze up there today, though I was fucking roasting when I got up there. Anyway, this lady who gave me some, like I said, free coaching yesterday, who said you're going to hurt your back doing snatches. Zoe! Hey! Hello! She told me I was going to hurt my back. Anyway, so yesterday when I was doing these snatches, I got up to doing... Mark's on as well! Hello, Mark, how are you doing? Hope you're enjoying the programme, my lad. Yeah, I was doing these snatches and I got up to doing 50 rounds of it, which is 25 minutes. 25 minutes of a workout. So this is one thing, basically. 25 minutes, that's all you need, right? That was my workout yesterday. Well, it wasn't, actually. My workout was 17 minutes yesterday. Because I'd been doing this for a little while. I'd built up to 25 minutes, which is more than I've ever done, especially with a 20 kilo. But then I had my level 2 a couple of weeks ago. I'm training for the fan dance, so I'm trying to... This is why I'm doing these snatches, because it'll get my heart rate going, but in a very short space of time, without me having to go out and do stupid amounts of hill walking and all that sort of stuff, because although I like doing that, if I do it all the time, I'm going to hurt myself, right? So, yesterday, I built myself up to doing 50 rounds, 50 sets. Yesterday, I could only do 34, so 17 minutes. Okay, so does that mean I've got worse? Does that mean I've gone backwards? Yes and no. Basically, I had my level 2 a couple of weeks ago when I needed to do lots and lots of strength work for that. And I had been doing that, and then I was transitioning between the two, between strength work and conditioning. So I was maintaining my strength while building my conditioning, right? But then the week before the level 2, so on the Wednesday, I was starting the level 2 on the Friday. On the Wednesday, I didn't go and do a big walk. Well, I did, but without a pack on, because it was going to hurt my shoulders. I was going to end up not being able to pass the level 2 at the weekend, so I took a week off. I didn't do loads of snatches. I basically took a deload week, they call it, but I just took the week off. I didn't do anything. Just did lots and lots of mobility, a few little things here and there, and that was it. So, the week after the SFG... So it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday of doing lots and lots of stuff. I was knackered, so I just did 2 full days of mobility, and then I did a long walk. So I didn't do any snatches that week either. So that's now 2 weeks that I've missed. Is that right? Yes. 2 weeks that I've missed. So it was basically, by the time I got to this week, I was 3 weeks without doing any snatches. And I got up to 50 sets, did it yesterday, and I was tired after 17 minutes instead of 25 minutes. So I was 8 minutes worse. Okay? Now, does that matter? No. Basically. Because when I started, I think I did 10 minutes. And I was tired. And then I got to 15 minutes. And I remember the first time I did 17 minutes, I was like, wow, that is brilliant. I've never done that before. But when I do it now, I'll be comparing it to doing 25 minutes and be like, well, that's not as good. But there's I know the reason for it, right? So this is what happens this is what I say all the time when people are doing stuff. They're trying to get fitter by going running loads and build up their conditioning. So they think, right, I'm going to be a dead good runner. But what I'm also going to do is lift some weights as well and put some muscle on. And what I'm also going to do is build some strength. And what I'm also going to do is work on my mobility as well. And what I'm also going to do is get stretchier. And what I'm also going to do, and it's like all this stuff. And it's like, right, okay, that is brilliant. However, you can't do, if you're going to do all that stuff at once, you're never going to get any good at anything. Especially if you're starting from scratch. Now, you do get people who can turn their hand to anything, right? Who are good runners. The people who are doing the penny fan thing, they're strapping like 15, 16 kilos to the back and running up and down it and doing like 10-minute miles. That's fucking bad. I've got no chance of doing that. I'm walking it. Not like I'm walking it. I mean, I'm going to plod it. I want to do it in 4 hours, which is fast for me. And I might not even be able to do that, but hopefully I do. But there's people who can do that and then they can go and lift heavy weights. And then, there's people who can turn their hand to anything, right? But I bet you those people didn't just get up and start doing it. I bet you they've been training and they've done strength work, they've done muscle building, they've done conditioning work, they've done something. So they've built it up across a number of years. Okay? Now, this is why I work on building strength first in people. I build mobility first in people, but the people who come to me, the fellas who come to me, and Zoe and Regina and now Claire, got some ladies coming along, which is great. They tend to have decent enough mobility. If someone turns up and they haven't really got great mobility, I'll work on it. I'll work on it with them. Okay, so we get the mobility going first. Doing a little bit of work on other stuff like small bits of strength work and small bits of conditioning and stuff like that. But we'll build up strength first via mobility. And then once we've got the mobility going, we can put a weight on it and build up the strength. Because once you've built up the strength, you can then start to build up this is the way I work. People do it differently, but then you can start to build up the endurance. So I see loads of people there's people who come to me and say, I've been out running and I've got sore knees, I've got sore hips, I've got a sore ankle, I've got this, I've got that. And it's like, right, well, so when did you start? Oh, well, I decided I need to lose a bit of weight, so I went running. So you got off the couch and went running. And it's if you haven't got the requisite strength to do that, this used to happen years ago, and now, with runners and tennis players and all sorts of sports that you don't really think like, oh, it doesn't require you to go and lift weights, it's running around and it's all cardio, right? However, most of those people now will have strength and conditioning coaches, because if you've got the requisite strength first, then you can do all the other stuff better. You've got less chance of going, like if you're playing tennis, you're moving around a lot on your ankles and there's lots of change in direction. So if your ankle's not strong enough, you'll go over on it and you've got more chance of hurting it. And people tend to think like, oh, well, if Mark's on, hello Mark, hey, I hope you're feeling better, my lad. And if you are, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, if people tend to think like, oh, well, if your ankle's stronger, if you've got a stronger joint, it's less mobile. Not true. Not true. You can be both mobile and strong at the same time. In fact, being mobile makes the strength even better. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, yes. Well, I've got another example. I've got a friend actually who does a lot of cycling. My brother does a lot of cycling as well, actually, but he's all right at the minute. But we'll see how this goes. I'll see how it goes with him. But I've got a friend who does a lot of cycling, and he's now getting sore knees because he does loads of cycling. He plays some tennis as well, actually, but he doesn't do like much else, which is fine because he loves doing that. But now he's got a problem with his knees, and it's like, well, you know, do you ever use your hamstrings? Do you ever use your butt cheeks, your glutes? Do you ever use them? And he's like, you know, we were talking about this last week. And he said no. He said not really, because he's you know, he's sitting in his saddle all day. He's very, very active and extremely fit. He's fitter than me. He can cycle further than me. He can run better than me as well. However, sore knees is happening because he's kind of out of proportion, because he'll be using his quads more for cycling, and he's not using his butt cheeks. You see? Way, good lad. I'm glad to hear it, Mark. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. So this is one of the things. And this is why I'm saying, like, oh, I've lost all my strength. The SFG2, if I went to do it this weekend, the way I feel at the moment, I don't know how I would do. Certainly the very heavy weights that are lifted at it, the heavy weights for me, I don't know if I wouldn't be able to do that today, right now. Now, I like to be able to keep that level of strength. I like to be able to say, right, I'm going to keep that level of strength and build it as well. But what I'm doing now with the loaded carry, with a backpack on, is new to me. So it's messing with my shoulders. So, but that's getting better. That is getting better. So I'm working on that now. And then once I've got that, I'll be able to keep that level of strength while doing this conditioning as well, which I enjoy, because I don't like running and I don't like. Well, I do like swimming, but I might get into that as well. I'm just not very good at it. But going out with a backpack on, I really enjoy it. Sorry, Anyway. And also, if you're training for something, if you're building your strength up, you will get to a certain point when it will drop off. You can't keep going and going and going and going and going. At the very start, it'll feel like you can, because you'll keep going and going and going and going and going. You're like, I'm just getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. But if it carries on like that, you're going to be lifting, you know, you're going to be lifting a 100 kilo bell above your head. It doesn't work like that. You know, you're like, oh, I lifted a 10 last week, and then, I'm in 3 weeks' time, I'm lifting a 12, and then in 3 months' time, I'm lifting a 16. So then in 6 months' time, I'll be lifting a 20. So then by, in 3 years' time, if I extrapolate that out, in 3 years' time, I'll be lifting 100 kilos above my head with one arm. It doesn't work like that. There is a base, a plateau you get to, but you can always, and then you go back to the basics and start working from there. This is what I've done for the last 5 years, and my strength has just gone up, and then dropped off a little bit, and then it's gone up again and dropped off a little bit, and then gone up again and dropped off a little bit, and then might have dropped off a lot because I've hit a real mobility issue. Then I'll sort that out, and then it'll go back to where it was very quickly, and then start going up again. So whenever you're training for something, you get to the top of it, like this SFG2 I did the other week. Whenever you get to the top of it, the only way after that is down. But as long as you manage it right, it depends whether you get up to a peak and then drop off it, or just come down gently to a base level and then work your way up again, which is what I'm doing now. There was a program I got from that level 2, which I started this week, and that is now going to build me back up to beyond where I was. So I've rambled on a bit there, but that's just all stuff about it. You know, there will be times when you're doing stuff and it'll feel like you've gone backwards. It'll feel like you've gone backwards, like yesterday. But I've been doing this long enough now to know that I haven't gone backwards. It was just that was what it was like that day, because I had 3 weeks not doing that particular thing that I was doing. So therefore, I didn't go for as long as I could. To get back to that, I'll be back to that by next week, if not the week after, and that's when it's time for the fan dance. So then I'll be ready, bang. But I knew that was going to happen. I'd factored that into everything. And this is what I do with the guys in the park. I factor all this stuff in. Because I know, you know, they turn up and then they're like, I'm knackered, I'm really tired. I'm like, I know we've been building up to that, so now we're going to take it easy for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. You know, we did that yesterday. We had, there was a few guys down there, Russ and Andy, and who else was there? Johnny was there, and we did, we just had a bit of freestyle, had a bit of a laugh, chucking bells around and doing some stuff, and Russ was doing some cool stuff which I was going to video, but I couldn't, because my phone was fucked. but I'll be able to do it with my new phone. But anyway, yeah, so we're just having some fun. That's what it's all about. So the training's fun, and then once you get to where you're getting to, the next bit's fun as well. Have a little bit of a laugh. It's the way to go. Anyway, don't overdo it. If you're overdoing it, stop it. And if you want to know where to start so you don't overdo it, hit the link below. Okay? Talk to you tomorrow.